World Cultures, Chapter 2. Earth Patterns. Geography looks like learning about plants, animals, areas, water, things like that. Human geography is the study of people. It focuses on learning about them, their culture, their traditions, where do they live, what do they do for work, what do they eat, those sorts of things. So, the geographer is a person who studies and learns about what's going on. What does he learn specifically for? Well, maybe he's studying to learn about problems that have come up, why they happen, what to do about them, what do they look like, maybe ways to prevent them. Also, sometimes they'll focus on smaller problems. Like, for example, if you want to build a store, where do you put it? Is it a good idea to go over there or over there? How do you know? He's the one that would look her over and decide on the proper course. Also, the geographer is going to take a look at the areas. Where are they similar? Where are they different? How do they differ from each other? So, do they both have good weather? What's the climate? Is it good for farming, or would it be better to build houses there? That's the geographer's job. Also, he's the one that's going to be looking at people who live there. What kind of food do they eat? What religion do they have? What government? What kind of job? What's their health like? All sorts of things like that are related to the people. He's going to take a look at them. Also, geographers want to know people and their environment. How are they connected to each other? Do they help the environment or do they hurt it? So they'll take a look all around and then they'll notice also landforms. So for example, over there's mountains. Over there it's a plain. Summer is hot or summer is dry. They'll notice those things. But where do they get their information from? They use spectral pictures called Landsat. It's a special picture that shows them not just what's happening on the surface, but also what's under it. And then also they'll use GPS. GPS means Global Positioning Satellite System. They will use that from the satellites that are surrounding the Earth. It gives them the information and they send it down to the Earth to the people who can then study it. They also use a special system called GIS. It means Geographic Information System. GIS. That's a special computer system that geographers will use for learning about the Earth. So, geographers can help people how? Well, maybe they want to know, is it good for building in this area? Or maybe an emergency comes up and they need to make an evacuation plan. How do they know which way to go? Geographers will study the area and make informed decisions to the government, who will then make the plan. Understand, the Earth is more than just the surface. Everything that's inside in the center of the Earth has an effect on what happens above ground. For example, mountains. They are tall and high. Why? Because of what happened under the surface of the crust, it made the mountain. Sometimes the effects are good and sometimes they're bad. For example, plate tectonics. This is the theory that under the Earth's surface there are tectonic plates that move against each other. Sometimes they slide past, going forward, sometimes backward. Sometimes they will move over each other. So if they move, do we feel it? Absolutely. Sometimes when they're sliding apart from each other, it'll create a crack in the earth. Sometimes they'll slide over each other, and that will make mountains or ridges. And then when they're separating, they're called divergent. When they come together to form a mountain peak, it's called convergent. If they slide past each other, or going backwards or forwards, it's called transform. When the plates slide past each other, that's when we feel the earthquakes. If they converge, we'll get mountains. Landforms, what does that mean? Well, examples would be mountains, plateaus, plains, all the different things that we see in our area. And valleys as well. Now a canyon is a valley that has a river running through it.